Casperado wants to know, what do you think of Real Killer Kross? We're seeing him these days on WWE as Kareon Kross. Is he worth pushing now or next year? And if so, how would you like to see him be booked? What's interesting about this is he's really gotten himself over organically. Like, they weren't even necessarily using him a lot on TV, but he started posting some stuff on social media. He had that clip right after WrestleMania. All of his merch is selling out now. He got a huge pop on Main Event last week. I mean, this is an organic growth, and I've seen the Killer Kross haters and naysayers out there. I would challenge you and say those people never met the real life Kevin. He is a delightful guy, and to know him is to like him. But I've seen the people who were critical of his presentation or whatever, and even they're coming around now saying, damn, he's really got it. People are into it. I think Triple H deserves some credit for this one. He clearly saw something in Kevin and has kept him going, and now it feels like fans are getting with him. It's really cool to see that momentum growing organically, isn't it, John?
Yeah, it is, and I echo that. I didn't know his real name. I've only known him as Karrion, I guess. I've met him a few times, and he has been unbelievably respectful and nice.
Yes,
as I have been to him as well, and to his I guess girlfriend or wife is Scarlett, and incredibly nice guy. And I've watched a lot of stuff he's done. It's unique, and I say that in a positive way. You know, Jake Roberts was unique. You know, Jake Roberts did different promos, and he does a, you know, I don't know if you call them promos. I think they are, but they're different. You know, they're softer spoken, a little more, you know, like Arn Anderson type intelligent. It's really unique what he's doing. I admire what he's doing. It's you know, you can take your lot in life and you can just swallow it, or you can say, that's my lot in life, but I'm going to change that. And he's changing it. And that's what I would recommend. You know, right now you can do so much with social media. I think you can hurt yourself, and I think a lot of guys do, or you can help yourself. And I think guys like Karrion are doing a wonderful job with that. He's obviously a very smart guy, and I think he's doing it. I love what he's doing. I think it's fun. I don't know where he's going with it. I don't know if he has a plan. I feel like he probably does, but it'd be interesting to see what happens.
I've got two of the greatest questions in the history of Ask JBL Anything coming up here. Kingsman J almost threw down the gauntlet on me, and he says, I bet you won't do the how big's Batista's dick spot with JBL. So let me just go ahead and ask you in a loud and clear voice. John, how big's Batista's dick?
It must be huge, because everybody's asking that question. You don't ask that question unless there's something to it. I have no idea. I've never seen I don't think I've ever seen Dave in the shower, so I don't know. I don't know the answer, truthfully.
Just guess. Show us with your hands. Just guess.
I have no way of knowing.
Is it bigger than the Tenru?
How would I know? I just told you I don't know.
The Tenru sword.
His wallet's pretty big. That impresses me more.
All right, John, here it is. Maybe the funniest question we've ever asked. The Sweaty Stallion over on Twitter, and what a great name that is, says it's 2005, John. You wander into the men's locker room, and there's the bathroom, and the toilet is clogged worse than you've ever seen. Besides Bruce, who's the most likely culprit?
Wow, that's interesting. So I've got to think about this, because this is a very serious question. It could be it could it could be one of the Godwins.
Okay.
It could be one of the Godwins getting their slop bucket ready for Sonny.
Oh, God damn.
There were a lot
of Show. I mean, be honest, could have been Big Show.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
Tony Schiavone says that the Giant in WCW would just wreck the announcer's locker room. He'd go in their bathroom, and it would be a pile, like a Jurassic Park level pile.
Yeah.
People would come in and take their glasses off, and the music would start playing behind them.
Yeah.
And he would just belly laugh.
He's a real giant. He's an actual giant. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's Jurassic Park. I think it had to be Big Show. It'd have to be. Yeah. Or
Hornswoggle. I mean, if we're honest.
Yes.
Because he's full of it.
Yeah. And guys back then, oh my God. You know, the ribs back then were so freaking stiff. It was unbelievable what guys would do. And that was, you tell it now, be like, that's disgusting. It was disgusting then too. We just thought it was funny.
Black Hole Suns fan wants to know, how would you have handled the Daniel Puder problem had it been you and not Kurt Angle in that situation?
You mean me being hooked?
Yes.
I don't know what I could have done. I have no idea. I would hope that Corderas would count him out like he did with Kurt.
Yes.
Kurt's a gold medalist. He's not going to lose a wrestling match to Daniel Puder. And no offense to Daniel, but a guy gets you hooked, you're hooked. And Kurt wasn't expecting it, and all of a sudden it happens. You're hooked. You're hooked. There's really nothing you can do about it. Corderas was freaking smart to count him out right quick.
Justin Carpenter wants to know, what is your opinion of Ahmed Johnson?
I've said it before. Ahmed was very nice to me, and all you can do is treat guys and talk about guys the way they treated you. I know all the issues that are out there, and there's issues with that people either say about me that either are true or their opinion, whatever else. And I want people to judge me from my interaction with them, and I judge Ahmed the same way. He was very nice to me, and I considered him a friend, and certainly don't have anything bad to say about him. In fact, it's all good. He was really nice to me. We worked together in Dallas, and I've been to his place there in Houston. Ahmed was, like I say, I know all the issues. Shit happens in life. People have different experiences. My experience with Ahmed was very positive.
Really fun question here from Cam with a Plan. Was it more fun to play a beer drinking brawler character or a chicken shit millionaire character, and why? Both versions were entertaining and legendary. Did you have a preference? Which one is more fun?
It was more fun because Ron was there. With Ron there, I got to do so much more, and I always had somebody, bouncing ideas off, back and forth. So we always had a partnership there. It was a lot of fun. With the chicken shit stuff, sometimes I'm out there by myself. It depends on who you're wrestling. Most of the guys I got to wrestle were, terrific guys. Sometimes you get out there, you got to lead everything, and it's work sometimes. Not that often. I loved it. It was fun work. But being out there with Ron was probably the most fun I've ever had.
Really fun questions that are still hanging around here we want to hit. Here's one from Alex who wants to know, do you guys save wrestler phone contacts as their real names or their ring names? For me, it's a bit of both. And sometimes I'll forget that I have their real name in there, and I'll type in my contacts their gimmick name. I don't see it, and then I have to think to myself, oh, yeah, QT's real name is Michael. So then I have to go find there's 40 Michaels. Oh yeah, that one. That's him. How do you do it?
Same. I got a mixture of everything. A lot of guys, I don't even know their real name, and I don't care to. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. People always ask why we call people by their stage names, and it was always back in the day so you wouldn't make a mistake on air, or you wouldn't make a mistake around fans. So we always call people by their stage names. Just an old habit, and that's hard to break.
SaveWithConrad.com.
Yeah, I'm Justin Ruffin from Knoxville, Tennessee. What got me to Save with Conrad was the 83 Weeks podcast. I really wasn't thinking about getting rid of any debt. I just wanted to cash out some equity in the house to do remodeling. But I did both, so that was pretty awesome. Worked out great. Redid the foyer, built pantry space, and there was little odds and ends when I first bought the house that I wanted to take care of, and we were able to take care of it. So, paid off 2 cars and some credit card debt. So probably all in all, get $30,000 in that. And then I got some $30,000 more equity out of the house, and still plenty of equity left over. So payment's good. I lowered my interest rate. I'm in a much better spot than I was. Super easy. Everybody was great. Very, very awesome people. Francis and Steve were great to work with. They're awesome. Made it for a very easy, seamless experience. I'd probably say all in all, probably $1,000 a month at least. I lowered my interest rate, especially the way the interest rates are right now, which is, that's amazing. I'm Justin Bruckman from Knoxville, Tennessee. I saved over $1,000 with SaveWithConrad.com, and I did a lot of renovations with that money as well.
That's number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. SaveWithConrad.com.